Trialing prowess to pulling this along for Team Sky. It's Froome, and then behind him I think is Wesley Salzberger from Orica Green Edge. They are working for Alan Davis. Davis who missed out to Degenkolb. You know who the big ones are going to be now, don't you? It's going to be Steegmans, Degenkolb, Swift, Davis. AG2 are fighting their way through the middle. They've missed out a little bit. The pace has been a bit too high. They're trying to push their way towards the front now with under 3 kilometers to go. Liquigas seem to be the ones who've lost out at the moment. Sure, they've got one man up here, but that's about it.
Yes.
Is that Viviani? It looks too big for Viviani.
Yes, he's looking about the Liquigas rider, looking for Viviani, and I'm not surprised that the rider's, losing position here, because there's so much movement. As you can see, he is just moving and changing, and it's all over the shop totally.
Absolutely. Viviani is actually in the middle of that group, I think. Now Radio Shack Nissan have got the leader, yes, Linus Gerdemann there with the head bobbing as usual. You can see Bernati 1, 2, 3 back in the middle of your shot in the dark jersey of Radio Shack Nissan. Gerdemann moves across to pick him up now at 2 kilometers to go. And well, a big push, big turn of speed on the front from, was it Ralston, I think? Lotto Belisol has still got one man in here, Gianni Meersman, wanting to take the sprint here. It is pretty chaotic. Nobody's really got a grip on this one, a handle on it at all. Although Radio Shack Nissan have got themselves in a pretty good position at the moment for their man Daniele Bernati. We're coming into the final kilometre to go. Degenkolb, look out for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back at the moment. In the white jersey, he's the broader of the two riders. He's got so much power.
And the place to be, 5th, 6th, 7th position, with the long finishing straight of almost a kilometre here. You have to stay a bit further off.
Here we go, final kilometre. Linus Gerdemann looks behind him to see where his man Daniele Bernati is. Still too early for Bernati to take it up as Lotto Belisol drive for the line here. Still, Degenkolb has enough position. Oh, they're a bit tight on the left-hand side, the left-hand barriers. That's Meersman who's boxed in a little bit there. Viviani nowhere to be seen at the moment. Oh, he's hiding just behind Ben Swift. Swift in the middle of the shot. Degenkolb's got a good run at this with a good lead out as well. Driving for the line now. Degenkolb is second in this little train here in the white. He's still to be released as Bernati goes around the outside of him now. Now Degenkolb comes around the inside. Swift is out of it at the moment. He's sat up already. Meersman is third spot. Bernati's got a good run at this. Can Degenkolb come past him? It's going to be Bernati, I think. Degenkolb thinks he's got it. And I think it's a very tight finish, that one. Brilliantly delivered to the line, actually, both of those riders. Argos Shimano think they've got it. Degenkolb and Bernati, both very well delivered by their team, Sean, and in the right place at the right time. Swift totally outgotten. I mean, he sat up almost as soon as he started the sprint.
Yes, Bernati got a great run at it. He took it up at the right time, and Degenkolb, had to accelerate from a little bit of a slower speed when Bernati came by, and it looks like that Bernati just might have got it by a fraction, but yes, it looks like that Degenkolb is also celebrating there, and his teammate certainly was, but for his teammate it's difficult. We'll see from the overhead picture. Oh yes, Degenkolb.
Yep, Degenkolb, yep. You can never tell from the head-on shot, can you? Bernati, well, it shows how, I mean, he came from a long way, fairly long way back, Degenkolb, but a good turn of speed. Bernati was at top speed already, and Degenkolb accelerated to go past him. Third looks like Meersman. Fourth, Nasser Bahani of Francis du Jour. He's done well to get himself there because he didn't get delivered there. Degenkolb, Bernati, Meersman, Bahani, Viviani, in that order, by the look of it. Good finish. Good sprint in the end. Swift on the far left-hand side, you can see he'd sat up by this time. Wasn't going to happen for him. And Duque, I think, in there. Alan Davis well out of it as well, sitting up. Not where some of those riders wanted to be, but a good finish by Bennati. One of the best finishes we've seen for Rob, but he doesn't have that outright power of a man like John Degenkolb. Maybe just a little older, maybe just a little bit jaded as compared to what he was. Good win for Degenkolb, and then takes a second in the Vuelta in Spain.
Yes, impressive once again, and as you said, Bennati got a real good run at it. He just, took up the sprint at the right time, and Degenkolb, as we could see, he played the waiting game. As we could see, the overhead shot in the slipstream of Bennati, but when he took it up there on that final 50 metres, just, came over him very, very strongly, and you can see their sheer power.
Yes, it is just total raw power for John Degenkolb. The lead out was pretty good for him too. I have to say, Kunda Kurt putting a mighty turn in at the front, keeping the pace pretty high for everybody. And De Kurt delivering him at the right time, although Bennati had sort of got the slip up the inside of the barrier, and Degenkolb had to fight that, but he knew exactly what he was doing. He had the plan, they worked well. Did a little bit of work too far. Good riding by Argus Shimano, Sean. They didn't do too much work, did they? Just did it at the right time.
Yes, well, I think they kept Degenkolb in a real good position, and kept him up there in the position that he needed to be. And they have the men capable of doing that. And the moment we see Bennati taking it up, Degenkolb, immediately moves in the wheel, and not really urgency to take us up to go for the sprint. Well, we're inside he has 50 metres to go, and just at that point he starts to make his sprint, and to do that, to come over the likes of Bennati, although Bennati a little bit longer, maybe they would prefer to be on the sprint, but you cannot make that calculation when you're 150, 100 metres, 180 metres on the line. Sometimes you just have to go when you get the space.
There's our stage winner, John Degenkolb.
Congratulations, John. Can you explain us that last kilometer?
It was unbelievable. It was so fast, and yeah, my team brought me in such a good position, and I just needed to sprint the last 200 meters, and fuck, it was crazy.
Second win in 5 days. How do you feel?
I'm speechless. It's unbelievable. I cannot describe it.
Well, speechless, he couldn't describe it, although he just described it. Degenkolb wins ahead of Bennati, Meersman, Viviani. It was Ray Creeder who was they were working for. Lloyd Mondori, Duque, Pim Lidgaard was in there. Manuel Cardoso, the Portuguese rider from Carral, the Portuguese national champion, and Dennis van Winden in there as well. Aldo Fernandez and Davide Vignano. Lodovic missed out in the end after the work that BMC had put in there. A little bit of an interview being done with Eviti. He's clearly a lot of people still wanting to talk to the Movistar rider Emmanuel Eviti. He's won a stage in the Vuelta. Beat Nicholas Roach. The two of them arrived in the line a number of years ago now, a long time ago. The second win in the Vuelta for John Degenkolb. Let's just have a look at this. Bennati at speed. Degenkolb sitting nicely behind Bennati. Coming out into clean air. Quite a clean sprint, Sean. Nothing untoward in this one whatsoever.
No, in the final 150 metres, 200 metres, quite a correct sprint, and it was before that there was a little bit of movement we could see there, but again, as I said, a lot of riders feeling good and a lot of teams, and you know, when you get an easy day, that's the situation. Riders, you know, that you'd maybe have difficulty staying up there in the front in the final 10-15 kilometres, very much to the fore today.
Degenkolb from Bernati and Meersman are the top three. Good result for Nasser Bahani, that's Sean. He's getting closer to the big guys. He's the French national champion. But really, Francois de Jeux, apart from having one man on the front now and again, really didn't deliver him to that line. He got there himself.
Yes, well, he is one of the ones who, you know, had to do it all on his own, and that is always difficult. And you know, to get fourth in a stage, it shows that he is in good shape and the form is right. So he'll be looking forward to the days to come. But again, opportunities for the sprinters, we haven't got many in this race, and that is going to be the difficult one.
As you can see it on the faces of some of the riders coming over, Bernati, Elia Viviani, Cardoso, all those riders thinking, missed out on one of the few chances I've got in this year's Vuelta a España. And tomorrow, Sean, into Jaca. It's a difficult finish, a little punchy finish, a sort of Rodriguez type finish.